Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, depending where you are. I want to take this time to welcome you to SKTV. We promised to come on today at 6 o'clock my time, but for some technical reason, we were unable to come on at the time planned. But yet, it's better late than never. It's good to be here. I want to encourage each and every one of you to share the show. This is very, very, very important. Today we were informed, our attention was called on a conversation on the Spoon Network. Two important things that we believe that required our attention. It required our response. It's very important. This is political season. People take advantage of situation. People lie. People do whatever they want to do in the name of politics. And they want to do everything they can to actually score political points. They will do it at the expense of other people, thinking that nobody's looking. But I want to take this time to tell all of you, to encourage you to share the show, because it's going to be very, very informative. We're going to talk about, because today we listen to those people talking about Justice Kabineh Ja'neh. We listen to them talking about Justice Kabineh Ja'neh and the impeachment of Justice Kabineh Ja'neh. We also listen to them. We listen to Costa and Witherspoon somehow trading allegation upon allegations. And in the process, Stephen Witherspoon actually confirmed things that we have said on SKTV. When we were insulted, we were disrespected by some people. So we believe we were once again vindicated. And it's important we come here to share detail of actually what we know, what actually transpired. And in terms of the allegations and counter allegation between Stanton Witherspoon and that of Costa, there are some missing pieces that we have to shine light on. So it is important that you share the show. We are here and we're going to be here for probably an hour and a half to 2 hours. And hopefully we will bring our colleagues on here. But I want to encourage all of you to share the show. It's very, 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 very important.
Juru kamemenge juru yesalala. Juru kamemenge juru yesalala le. Juru kamemenge juru yesalala. Juru kamemenge juru yesalala le.
Uyo itato alama. Juru kamemenge juru yesalala. Uyo itato alama. Juru kamemenge juru yesalala.
Neka baraka. Katele saba baraka. Neka seneka. Kakalo saba seneka. Nena wari misara la wora. Don't wara na wele tanka. Nena wari misara la wora. patromba na kawele saranya newani polisila polisi chako anketi niwala jana merila jana muchako resher newani polisila polisi chako anketi niwala jana merila jana muchako resher
Uyo itatualama Juruka memenge juru ya sarala Uyo itatualama Juruka memenge juru ya sarala Uyo itatualama Juruka memenge juru ya sarala
Neka baraka Kakalo sava baraka Neka seneka Kasanyi sava seneka Nena wari misara lawora Patron wana kawele saranya Nena sanu misara lawora Patron wana kawele saranya Newani polisila Polisi chako anketi Niwala jana merila Jana muchako reshesh Niwani polisila Polisi chako anketi Niwala jana merila Jana muchako reshesh
Uyo itatualama Juruka memenge juru ya sarala Uyo itatualama Juruka memenge juru ya sarala
So yes, like I said, whatever that you heard from Costa, from Stanton Witherspoon, from anybody else, first of all, I want to address this whole idea of Kabineh Ja'neh endorsement of Joseph Nyuma Boakai. You know, if there is anybody, or if there were anybody that fought for justice, that fought against injustice in the case of Justice Kabineh Ja'neh, we at SKTV, we led the charge. We were in the vanguard of that fight. Nobody fought more than us, regardless of your tribe, your country of origin, or your religion preference. Nobody fought equal to us or even close to us. So we did not only follow the process, but we know exactly what happened from start to finish. And at the time, a lot happened. And during the fight for justice for Kabineh Ja'neh, to his credit, Mr. Alexander Cummings was always in court, sitting by him. Mr. Cummings was always there. And all the legal scholars in the Republic of Liberia and outside of Liberia, they all said the process was fraudulent, was illegal, that Kabineh Ja'neh was illegally removed. First, before I go to the process, because let me first of all tell you a few things. The reason for an endorsement is about the impact. It's about what the person brings to the table, what you can benefit from the endorsement, whether it's individual endorsement or group endorsement or an institutional endorsement, whatever it is. But the reason why you go through an endorsement, you ask people to endorse you, you yearn for people endorsement, it's all about the benefit, what is in it for you or for your political institutions. Kabineh Ja'neh is a good man. He's well respected. But he's not a saint. He is not a saint. He's not a Messiah. He's not Prophet Muhammad. He's not Jesus Christ. And he has his own shortcoming when it comes to the Mandingo community. He has people who despise him, they don't like him at all. There are people that really, really like him. They will do anything for him. And Kabineh Ja'neh is not a decision maker in our community. Most of the big names we can hear, whether it's through their personal wealth, whether it's through their position in government, there are people with nothing, with no position, no personal worth, no government position. Those people are forceful. They got more leverage. They got more respect and voice of command more than certain people with big name. No disrespect to Justice Ja'neh. But Justice Ja'neh himself is not like a mountain mover when it comes to the Mandingo and the Muslim community in Liberia. In fact, not to talk about some of the personal issues within our community, speaking of Mandingo community, but Kabineh Ja'neh himself has history with some people that will never, ever support whatever he says. Yeah, this is live. Somebody is asking whether this is live. This is live. I know we normally don't come on the show this time. That's why I don't really bother whether you share it or not. If you share it, it's good. If you don't share it, that's fine. Because this show is meant to just do a video that people will watch later on. But if you're here to listen, that's fine. So I'm trying to tell you that Justice Kabineh Ja'neh is not a mountain mover. Is not that influential of a person in our community. Most of the big names you can hear, they are not like that. Some may have money, some may have served in key positions in government, but no, they have no influence. Just want to make that clear. Now, I will come back to that later on because I just want people to understand. Because I'm not here to talk about these things, trying to demonize or disrespect Justice Ja'neh. But I just want to make sure we erect some checkpoints to those people who are trying to use this whole Kabineh Ja'neh thing, trying to make like, okay, now you got Kabineh Ja'neh, then you got the entire Mandingo community, or you get Lucini Kamara, or you get Musa Ability, then that means you get the entire Mandingo community. It doesn't work like that. Should we go by people, action, activities that they do in community? Today, when you not count more than 3 or 4 people in the Mandingo community that have done something financial help to the Muslim Mandingo community more than Musa Belete? Why is it that Musa Belete was not able to move a big chunk of the Mandingo community to the CPP or the Liberty Party? The Mandingo community, we are now a group of, bunch of group thinkers that just follow anything or they just follow somebody because they get money or because they get power. No, it doesn't work like that. So Kabineh Ja'neh endorsement is significant, it's important, but it's not like it's the end of the war, or that means when you get Kabineh Ja'neh, it means that you got everybody. No, that's not how it works. However, what I'm trying to say here, Kabineh Ja'neh have people that respect him, that will follow him, that will support him. But Kabineh Ja'neh himself has some history with the very founding father of ACO, Alhaji V. Nkrumah. Those things are personal things within the Mandingo community that I'm not going to go into detail. But yes, Kabineh Ja'neh is not all that. Yeah, he has a big name. And when he was being unjustifiably or unjustly prosecuted, we actually stood up for him. We did it from the personal level. We did it from the collective level. But those who are using Kabineh Ja'neh's name today to score political points, how many of them actually stood up for Kabineh Ja'neh? How many of them? How many times Joseph Nima Boakai stood up for Kabineh Ja'neh when Kabineh Ja'neh was unlawfully, illegally booted out for his position as one of the justices of Liberia? What did Joseph Nima Boakai do? What did he say? We all blame President Weah for the reason because he was the president. We blame President Weah at the time simply because we all believe that whole process was a revenge for what Kabineh Ja'neh, for the stand he took in 2017 election. That's why everybody blame George Weah, the president. But what CDC and George Weah did was to start a process. And the process was initiated by then Representative Moses Akalas Gray and Thomas Fowler. But at the time, the impeachment was initiated in the House of Representatives, where you had more United Party representatives than any other party. I just wanted to tell you that we are not a bunch of strangers, or we are not people who are just jumping, into the politics or into political field for the sake of being there, or because you don't like George Weah. We've been around. Kabineh Ja'neh was impeached. The impeachment process started from the House of Representatives, where you had more United Party representatives than any other party in the country, including the ruling party. I want you to get that clear. It was initiated by George Weah's party, the CDC, but this process was carried out, aided and abetted by people from the Unity Party. And what did Joseph Boakai do or say in the process? What was Joseph Boakai's stand in the process? Did he stand against it? Did he fight against it? Did he stand to protect Justice Kabineh Ja'neh? Did he fight to protect the justice system? Did he fight to say, you know what, we cannot sit down for this thing to happen? At least to fight his way, whether fair or lose. But at least what did he do? To my knowledge, zero. You know, we blame George Weah for his party being the one prosecuting Justice Ja'neh, but what did Joseph Boakai do? Nothing. As former vice president and at the time as the leader of the Unity Party, zero. When the process was going on, it was Mr. Cummings that they used to be. Mr. Cummings, Councillor Bronsky, they were always there. What did Joseph Boakai do? Nothing. So, to make it look like that CDC is bad and Unity Party is good, that is the myth I'm trying to clarify here. When the Unity Party representatives, along with when they conspired with CDC, that's when Kabineh Ja'neh was impeached in the House of Representatives. In the process, the Nimba Legislative Caucus, Brazil among welcome.
What's going on?
Yeah, good. So the Nimba, in the process, the Nimba Legislative Caucus stood up, they say they're going to defend one of their own because Kabineh Ja'neh is from Nimba County. So Joseph Boakai and the Unity Party, they did nothing. The guy was impeached in the House of Representatives. As a matter of fact, the lie that was presented by Thomas Fala and Rakala Grady all threw out of the window. Kabineh Ja'neh was not impeached for whatever reason that they initiated the impeachment for. He was impeached for something that he and all the other people on the bench of the Supreme Court, all of them voted for. But Kabineh Ja'neh was the only one impeached. Also impeached by somebody who oversaw the process. He and somebody that did the same thing together. Judge Tepoko was the one that sat as the judge to impeach Judge Ja'neh. When we reached to the Senate, the reason for the impeachment was not only invalid, was not only illegal, and they didn't follow the due process, which is required by law. They didn't follow the due process, which is required by law. But not only that, when the case reached to the Senate, the House of Senate, it was a requirement to have at least 2/3 majority to remove Justice Ja'neh from office. And basically, our senator, based on the county, two senators per county, we should have 30 senators at the time. But because at that time we had lost Senator Geraldine Doe of most of the county, and because at the time Senator Nyomli Kanga Lawrence had lost her husband, the representative Adolph Lawrence for District 15, Nyomli and Geraldine Doe were now present during the process. And even if Nyomli had been there, Nyomli would have voted against it based on her initial position that she took. So it was required for the Senate to have at least, out of the 30 senators, to have at least 21 senators.
Yep, 21. That was the threshold.
21 senators that will have given them two-term majority. They never had that. So it was only required for the other senators who were against the impeachment of Justice Ja'neh to at least have 11 senators. They had that number. Out of the 11 senators, only 7 senators stood their ground to say, we're not going to, from the opposition now. The rest of the senators were some independents and seditions. Guess what happened? The senators that voted to impeach Justice Ja'neh, the very first senator who broke ranks with his people, with his friends, was Unity Party Senator by the name of Councillor Vanny Sherman of Grand Cape Mon County. I hope you pay attention, because these things are historical fact. Unity Party people, they're sitting here today celebrating Justice Kabineh Ja'neh, but they were the same people that impeached Justice Ja'neh. The president had the power, had leverage to stop it. We know the whole thing started by the CDC people, but who gave them the power? Who empowered the CDC? Who voted both in the House of Representatives and in the House of the Senate? It was the same opposition people. They were the ones that voted in the House of Representatives to give the CDC the power to remove Justice Kabineh Ja'neh. Labour, Unity Party had more representatives than any other political parties. So the senators voted and they got the number. I can tell you right now, most of the senators that voted at the time, none of them in office right now. Except for, I'm talking about the opposition part of it. The sedition part of them, they stay there. But all of the people from the opposition, they're no longer there. Senator Prince Johnson, who is now the head of the campaign of Joseph Nima Boakai, told the bring people on camera. He personally went to Justice Ja'neh and tell him, my brother, you're my brother from the same country. You got to let the thing go. The people are not going to leave you there.
I know, I remember that statement.
You remember that we talk about it on the show?
Oh, he said it live on radio.
He said it live on radio, and it was recorded. Prince Johnson said, my brother, Justice Ja'neh, you got to let the thing go. The people are resolved. They're not going to let you, they're not going to leave you there. In fact, Joe promised me, Prince Johnson, to talk to you, to tell you to let go, because the people are resolved, that he will still pay you your salary.
Yeah.
And you will still continue to get money until the day you die.
Yeah. And he even said that you will be a fool to refuse this offer.
You will be, exactly. So now you can remember. No, the reason why I'm bringing this up, I'm just trying to tell the people that we are not stupid. We've been around and we've been following you. We keep records. Prince Johnson said he told Kabineh Ja'neh to resign for doing nothing simply because he believed that George Weah in the CDC, they will not let him be. That Kabineh Ja'neh must resign his position and they will give him money. Prince Johnson did not only stop there. Prince Johnson also confirmed on camera that Prince Johnson, including other 22 senators, took money, 25,000 each. I think they said 35,000 each.
It's 30,000 across the board.
30,000 each of them.
Yeah.
So for them to vote to impeach Kabineh Ja'neh.
And he couldn't turn that offer down.
He couldn't turn the offer, and not only that, they told them two things. They went to Toyota garage that each of them would get brand new Toyota pickup. The one that were afraid decided to get their both in cash instead of a cash and a pickup. Prince Johnson himself admitted that he took the money. At the time, there was a senator from Maryland, Senator Brown.
Glebo Brown, right?
I think so. He came on camera and said, actually, they met. They decided that the opposition, majority of opposition that time was Unity Party people in the Senate, that they voted to not impeach Justice Ja'neh, but he changed down the line because certain people, decided to take the money. He doesn't want to take, doesn't want to be left alone. He too took the money. It was confirmed that this Unity Party representative and senators voted to remove Kabineh Ja'neh from the position. So today, for the people to come here, that the people, referring to CDC now, that the people impeach Kabineh Ja'neh, shame on you. You remove Kabineh Ja'neh. Jawia was president. Jawia did not vote. You initiated and voted in the House of Representatives when you had the majority in the House of Representatives as Unity Party. You also voted in the House of Senate when you had majority in the opposition. But you all voted to remove him. Joseph Nima that we're talking about right now, Joseph Nima did nothing. At the time, Cummings was always in court with Justice Ja'neh. Councillor Bronskin, may his soul rest in peace, was also always there. All the legal scholars, all major, in fact, that prosecution, that illegal process brought Senator Darrell Dillon to permanence. Because Dillon was updating people every day through Facebook Live. Dillon stood up to show that he is in support of Kabineh Ja'neh because Kabineh Ja'neh was part of their political party, the Liberty Party. So Dillon acted as if he was the one actually giving people, updating people about everything that was happening in the country as far as the Kabineh Ja'neh impeachment is concerned. So Kabineh Ja'neh impeachment did not happen overnight. It was a process. And those who aided and abetted the process, people who voted to remove Kabineh Ja'neh from the opposition side, they were all majority Unity Party. Most of them are not in government today. In fact, it was because of that, Jonathan Kapier of Grand Bassa County was suspended by the Liberty Party and later on was reinstated. All the people that took the money, Unity Party people say they're going to be suspended, they're not going to be supported. But guess what? The man who is the campaign manager for Unity Party today, Prince Moy, was the deputy speaker at the time. He took money and he voted to impeach Kabineh Ja'neh. I hope you're listening. Prince Moi voted to impeach Kabineh Ja'neh. Prince Johnson voted to impeach Kabineh Ja'neh. All those corrupt minded people that you found with Unity Party today, they all voted to impeach Justice Ja'neh. But today they want to present themselves as the people who really understand the Liberian politics. They are behaving today as if they were exempted, or they are exempted from what happened to Justice Ja'neh. You can have your endorsement, but do not lie. Do not make it look like you were the better person. Don't make it look like it is the CDC that actually impeached Justice Ja'neh. It was the people in the House of Representatives and people in the Senate, and for the opposition, the majority of them were Unity Party. So if Kabineh Ja'neh believes in the Unity Party, he can support the Unity Party, that's fine. If he believes that he doesn't like the CDC, that's fine. He can support anybody here, that's his right. We're trying to use the impeachment to make it look like, oh, because CDC impeached Justice Ja'neh, CDC just initiated the process. In fact, many Liberians were saying, you stop fighting the thing here, let the process go through. The people in the House of Representatives, they're not stupid. The people in the Senate, they're not stupid. They will not do this illegal thing. Let the process go through, the men are going to be acquitted. Guess what? They fool the people. And certain attempts were made on Yeke so many times, but you know why it didn't work? Because Yeke is not a Mandingo. Because Yeke is not a Muslim. Thomas Fala attempted, the same Thomas Fala, Akalagwe attempted so many times. But all of them joined together to impeach Justice Ja'neh. Both CDC and Unity Party. The same people who are decision makers today in the Unity Party, the Prince Johnson, he came on camera and admitted that he voted to impeach Justice Ja'neh because they gave them money. So I wanted to shine light on these things so that you can know, number one, Kabineh Ja'neh is respected. Kabineh Ja'neh is one of the key government officials in the Mandingo community that serve key position in the Mandingo community. But Kabineh Ja'neh does not move mountain. Kabineh Ja'neh does not have that much of leverage to take anybody with him. The fight between the Mandingo people in District Number 2, most of the county, he is part of it. Kabineh Ja'neh had a bad history with Alhaji Nkrumah that nobody can explain to you here. Only the Mandingo people know that. So Kabineh Ja'neh endorsement is nothing. You got him and his few people and maybe his family, but it means nothing. You're not going to get any support simply because Kabineh Ja'neh endorsed you. You're going to get a number of Mandingo people following you. No, it's not like that. I just want to add those things for you to know. Anybody will be happy to accept any endorsement or ask for any endorsement, but there are people that are trying to lie, making it to look like, oh, like I said, CDC, UP, I don't care. But they all joined together to impeach Kabineh Ja'neh. So it's not just the CDC. In fact, if you ask me, those who voted to remove it are the people that actually impeached Kabineh Ja'neh. A majority of the people at the time in the House of Representatives, there was Unity Party people. All of them support the Unity Party today. The one that voted to remove him also from in the Senate, the one in the opposition, the majority of them were Unity Party people. I just want to make that clear. Second thing I want to talk about, then I will go to, or just touch it, and then I will let Steve and the Brazilian want to talk about it if they want to talk about it. is the revelation today by Stanton Witherspoon that Witherspoon, had Joseph Nima Boakai on payroll, clearly stating that, in fact, 3,000 Costa talked about, that he was getting 3,000 and through him, you're getting 3,000 from Stanton Witherspoon and sending it to Joseph Boakai. Stanton said today that it was not $3,000, that it was actually $6,000. He said 3,000 for Joseph Boakai, 3,000 for Costa. Wow. But for him, he thought he was exposing Henry Costa. But this has more to do with Joseph Nima Boakai than Henry Costa.
Yep. He's the one running for president.
Costa is not running for anything. Joseph Boakai is running for president, and beyond that, Joseph Boakai served as vice president for 12 years. They had a budget of $2 million plus a month.
Say yearly office budget.
For yearly for his office for 12 years. That's 24 million plus. But yet after that, he had to live on stolen money to survive. And in fact, after knowing that this guy was involved in criminal art, and Joseph Boakai still worked and still receiving money from Stanton Witherspoon, that is confirmed by Witherspoon himself, that speaks volume. It also confirmed that SKTV, we have, like, Sarah would say, Brazilian Monk would say always, we have got this thing maybe 99.9% of the time. Everything we have said here. When we said that Joseph Nima Boakai was on payroll, they say you stop bad-mouthing Joseph Nima Boakai. That Joseph Nima Boakai was not on any payroll. It was a lie. Now today, your chief financier, the man who is responsible now for your party to financially support your party, who is a convicted criminal that going to jail, he said that yes, indeed, Costa is right. That him, Joseph Nima Boakai, Stanton Witherspoon, pay money. He said 3,000 for Costa, 3,000 for Joseph Nima Boakai. Whether or not for Costa is true, but if you have somebody giving you free money, $3,000 a month for nothing, and you don't worry about character, you don't worry about integrity, you don't worry about anything, you will proudly and happily receive that money. But for Joseph Boakai, who running for president, who want to fight corruption, in fact, what was he doing for Senator Witherspoon to be paying him 3,000? For what? What the contract was all about. And after knowing that this person is the one that is charged by the United States government for stealing from the government that's convicted, you stay doing business with that person. So what kind of president Joseph Nima Boakai going to be if at all he win the presidency? Steve, to you and Brazilian Monk, anyway, you got here first. And you,
let me go ahead.
Yeah, I want you to, we can touch both issues, but these things are just something that we cannot just sit back and just let it go, let it pass.
Yep, it's the reality of the situation, Sekou. It's a race to the bottom. And I will always say this, we are not aspiring for the best leader. We are going to the trash. We are going to the bottom. And there is no moral on both sides. Like, it's the only thing I will keep saying that Henry Costa and myself literally agree on. And Stanton Witherspoon keep confirming the sentiment that Costa keep putting out there. That either way you look it up, there is nothing left good to pick from. You got two piles of trash, and your only option is to pick one. That's just where it is. The Kabineh Ja'neh situation is no news. You know, they get something called active listening. When you engage in the active listening, you don't just yes words. You hear people feelings and emotion, it way beyond words. And when people subscribe to sensationalism and gossip, they don't pick up the most important thing in those messages. And that's just what happened today with Costa. I mean, with Stanton Witherspoon. You can call Costa blackmailer, you can call you a fraudster. We all know that. So it's nothing new. There's a reputation he has built for himself. So if Costa is involved in any criminal dealings, that's something we already know of Costa. But what happens to the guy who's running for president? Costa is not the one running for president. So someone who is interested in the truth, they will be more laser focused on Joseph Boakai activity than Costa. But like I said, we are at the race to the bottom. You got to pick between two trash. There is no great leadership on either side, and people will have to hold their nose to make a choice. And I don't believe Kabineh Ja'neh is going with Joseph Boakai because he believes he's the best. But like he's trying to send a message to the people who targeted him. Because, they came up with 4 different accusations against Justice Ja'neh. They thought that one of them could have caught him. And do you know that at the end of the day, the ruling in that case was because the whole impeachment was so fraudulent and illegal that they couldn't even pull it in the Senate's record? Do you know that, Sekou? I mean, for historical purposes, that they were not allowed to even put in the Senate's record because they knew that the whole activity was fraudulent. It was a political hit job. It was all calculated because we all knew where Kabineh Ja'neh stand on the same idea about trusting the electoral system. I mean, the process, and that's just what it was all about. But like I said, it's the same old thing. It's every day. You got 2 worst options, and you must pick one. So whether it's the Kabineh Ja'neh, whether it's the revelation from Stanton, it's the same thing. Because Kabineh Ja'neh knew at the time Unity Party dominated both chambers, the House and the Senate. I think out of the 30 at the time, they had either 14 or 15, which is almost 45% of all senators. And 22, I think it was 22 that voted to impeach Kabineh Ja'neh. 4 voted against and 3 abstained. It was not 2 but 3 according to the record. Because I can still remember every duty because I followed that case religiously. I was on it almost like every day.
It was actually 3 abstaining. You're right.
3 abstinence, 4 voted against, and 22 voted for the vast majority of the Unity Party. So I think for for Justice Ja'neh himself, he was like, you know what? I think I got to settle for the lesser of 2 evils because the standard operating procedure in Liberia is you must always pick a side. So he was like, okay, even though I know the guy that I'm siding with, he one of those that were part of the conspiracy, his party, but I think he much better than the people that wage this war against me. So I think that's just what it's all about. It's a race to the bottom. You cannot pick the best. You got to pick one of the worst. I mean, between the worst. So that's just why it is. And this will be the normal process until we get to election day with all the endorsement. That's just why it is. Because I know Kabineh Ja'neh knows better that Unity Party had a hand in it as well to remove him. But in this case, maybe the sins of CDC is much bigger than that of Unity Party in his view. So he might as well go with Unity Party than the CDC. I think that's just what it's all about. But like we said, every time 2 leaders or 1 for now always stands out. It was the same Bronsky and the Cumminses of the war that stood up and said, you know what, we got to do what is always right. That's why I keep telling you, maybe Mr. Cummins should start playing political hardball because we are from a society that is not interested in moral integrity. They haven't seen great leadership. They haven't seen good governance. So whenever you project yourself to be someone better, they will run away from you. That's what we keep saying. Second, day is not the first time, day is not the second time. It's in every process, whether it's from the Senate, whether it's from the House, whether it's about policy, whether it's about legislation. No, they always aspire for the worst. You saw it with the dual citizenship argument. They never ascribe to something better. They always go for the worst. So it's about time to always play politics. Forget about good guy things and just focus on the politics and make a political decision moving forward. That's a new normal in Liberia until we can change it sometime in the future. But for now, no, play by the rules. And the rule is go dirty, be vicious, go for the worst, pick the worst. That's just what it is. Nothing more.
Steve?
Well, Mr. Okana, it's good to be back this afternoon. To our viewers and our listeners, welcome to SKTV as always. The Liberian people are the most important people on earth. And the Liberian women are the most beautiful women on earth. First thing I wanted to start off with is we did tell you that Stanton was the financier and it was a disgrace and a shame for the Unity Party at large, Jose Yuma Boaga, because he should know better. I can call you a state man and you're still hanging with criminals and crooks. And this is why, me personally, I don't care what you say about me. I don't care how you feel about me, especially you who support Jose Yuma Boaga. I don't care. You got no moral compass. You're not serious. So I don't take you seriously. I don't pay you no attention. When you're talking moral issue, I'm running far away from you. It's a disgrace. It's a shame for Jose Yuma. We tell you we not know. In fact, the secret we told you on the scene SKTV that the secret were going to come out. We told you last week. You're going to listen to the podcast from last week or the shows that we have from last week. You're going to listen to them. We told you that the thing will get dirty. It will even get dirtier than this. It will. We told you why people at this stage, people should be discussing policies and what would change Liberian, how it would change the life of Liberian. No, we told you that's not an option for both parties. But even to a greater extent, like Sekou said earlier, I don't know what Stanton thinks. That he was protecting Jose Yuma Boaga. He exposed Jose Yuma Boaga bigly.
Yeah.
Yes. And that should be concerning. But not only that, Mr. Kane, the other people who were sitting on the show with Stanton, first, and we told you before that Stanton got recording to his, we said it on the show, that he got recording about some of y'all. And that recording in there. What's the message Stanton is sending to all of y'all who ate money for him, that if you criticize him, he will expose you. It even goes to Unity Party. I see you're passing around happy today. I see you're passing around happy today celebrating Stanton. It even goes to the Unity Party. Do you know how many recordings Stanton has on Jose Yuma Boaga? On Yombli Kanga Lauren been to the office there. I say it today.
You are right. And he even said that the last time when he said Yombli not going anywhere, Costa is not going anywhere, Dino not going anywhere because he threatened them to expose the recording that he has on them.
And we came on the show, we told you that they don't receive money from Stanton. And I challenge Delon to say that lie. And today I still challenge Delon to say that lie. How? How do you want to make change, but you are scooping this low? And you think that only Costa this is affecting? This is it's a clear call to all of you who took money from Stanton, all of you who been ordered at your own record. Your own record. Who told you that this was just about Costa? And I see you're passing around, and then went to beg and he went to do this. One thing I know, I don't support Costa. I don't agree with Costa. But Costa is not shaming again. Costa said it as it was. Costa projected it, and he said yes, he went there to beg for money for his donor. So that one of the fact. What he gave Costa money for? And look, let me tell you something. The thing will go deeper. Because I even see people, significant other name coming inside, and they want and that one, and they want and that one. My friends, we are telling you today, it will go deeper than this. Some of y'all don't be afraid. You don't even be shocked when your man, your girlfriend, and me come out of a woman and man, that they arrange for Stanton. And I'm saying it today again. You're passing around happy. You're all in rubber wall bush. Some of them young girls I see posting on Facebook. Some of y'all need to come outside too. Because I have seen people they arrange to carry the Stanton. What are they in Florida? What are they in the office there? Yes, your video in there. Why your video in there now? That one I saw was what it got. Your need will come from inside too. It will come from inside. And when it comes from inside, we'll talk about it. Your need will come from there. So you don't even know what you're doing. You're hurting Joseph Boaga. They're focusing on this whole. How do you guys allow yourselves to be distracted and carried away? How? And when we say you can cause us, you can get very well. But at this stage, you got less than 2 weeks to an election that will determine if your party will be this, your party will be that. Then you stay passing around beyond Costa. Are you serious? Are you guys serious? You're not serious for life. So, Mr. Kane, at the end of the day, if you feel that this is benefiting you because they're talking about Costa and they do not want about Costa and they do not want about Costa, Joseph Boakai is linked to this as well. It's a shame on Joseph Boakai. It's a disgrace on Joseph Boakai. And he aided and abetted criminality. He took some of the criminal money knowingly. And this is all he has been doing all his life. He's a crook. He's not a serious money man. He is not a serious money man. That's why I know you're not serious too, because you're following. You're not serious. You guys are not serious. Let's come to the Kabineh Ja'neh part. Yes, they voted against Kabineh Ja'neh. Majority of the opposition at that time. And unfortunately, all of them were in Unity Party. Most of them voted against Kabineh Ja'neh. Shamelessly, they voted against Kabineh Ja'neh. Prince Johnson was the one that they used to come to negotiate with Kabineh Ja'neh. Prince Johnson. And Prince Johnson said it. He was the one they came to use against Kabineh Ja'neh. And you're passing around today, you're celebrating, you're giving yourself hard time. Let me tell you, Joseph Boakai people, Unity Party partisan. Let me tell you, and I want you to know this. You need to refocus. You need to start attacking people. You need to refocus. You need to start attacking people. The last part about it, you don't carry no moral argument around. You're not no moral people. The man who you follow is a criminal and a crook, Joseph Boakai. I say it. And you're good thing, you're going to do nothing. You're going to do nothing. No, you're going to do anything. You're going to do nothing today. You'll not do nothing tomorrow. I stand by what I said from day one. I will stand by it today. I said Joseph Boakai was a smooth crook from day one. I said it. Joseph Boakai aided and abetted criminality knowingly. All this while, Stanton was sending money for, and we told you, even the Airbnb, the rental car, then Joseph Boakai was driving, that Stanton paid for everything. You always say that a lot? And when I say some of you, the thing that we can hear, the thing that we can see, the information we have with us, when we toss on us, when we post on us, all over places to have. Your thing we can't hear, they can lie. And we told you months or years ago that Stanton was financing all Joseph Boakai activity through Costa. And you said that lie. And after you're in Bell Costa, you cost us. Oh, Stanton say it today. All of you bouncing around, you're happy.
Yeah. The people are a bunch of emotional creatures, so they don't pick up signal when you give it to them.
But I news for all that.
Yeah. It's no news.
But I news for us. We know what's up. We better know what's up. And we know what's going on right now. We are aware of what's going on right now. Yep, we are aware of what's going on right now. We are. We the one on SKTV announce opinion. And the videos are there on SKTV. Yeah. And you are on a serious investigation. And you can hear your costs. The videos are there. And we'll tell you again. We'll tell you.
Your phone.
You're not going nowhere. You're just giving yourself hard time. You're giving yourself hard time. The people in the thing that you're supposed to be doing, you're not doing it. I see you're running around here today with the other person. I see you're cussing the other person, cussing the other person.
If people can only agree, that's what they're interested in. Even if you get in the court openly, they will reject it. All they know we agree. So we just keep agreeing on that.
Exactly.
After November 14, just agree.
And the thing about it, after November 14, they will not do nothing.
No, that one for sure.
They will not do nothing. The few of you who will get in the street, the plan that the men already have for you, I'm not even talking about it.
Yeah.
I will not even discuss it in public. You're going in the street. Please, you might go. Yeah? You might go in the street. And you'll say, bro, for you. And you can cause people. I'm not going in the street. Yeah? You might go there. All I know, I will continue to say it, and I will not change what I say until the situation changes. I told you from day one, one of the very first Liberian person to say Joseph Boakai a smooth crook. I said that. And today, I stand by it. And he has proven me right. And so I'm happy that I said that. And I will say again, He's a smooth crook. He will never change. I age, he will not change. He's not a serious-minded man. I'm saying again, Joseph Boakai is not a serious-minded man. He is not. He will never be, because that's not in his nature. He's not a serious-minded man. He is not a serious-minded man. You won't get there. What do you do? You don't do nothing. You see me outside, you can't do nothing. You see me in person, you can't do nothing. I don't want to say, you can't do nothing. He's not a serious-minded man. Yeah, he is not. He's a crook. He is a crook by nature. He's a crook. And I will continue to say that because that's who he is. He's part of the problems in our country for years. All of the stealing the car. I see you passing around two way. Oh, Harry Gree. Harry Gree. What did Joseph Boakai say as vice president when they killed Harry Gree? When he was allegedly murdered by it. What did Joseph Boakai say? I said in vice. What did he say?
Nothing. But Costas will be held responsible for Harry Gree death because he got information and he sat on it. But the number 2 guy in command that is running for the presidency, no. For him, he's vindicated. He got nothing to say. And he ain't supposed to say anything. But some radio talk show hosts, some propagandists that sits on radio is supposed to be somehow responsible for Harry Gree's death because he withheld information. Look, the country is just a joke. Look, it's so pathetic, you know. After 176 years to find ourselves in nothing but gossip in an election. This is the saddest thing I've ever seen about Liberia in an election cycle. It's just sad.
To be honest with you, Monk, let me tell you the truth today. I don't want to attribute it generally to the country, right? I want to attribute it to these people. I want to attribute this thing to these people who think that this country, if you not support a person, if you not support that person, the country is going to hell. No, the country is not going to hell. Liberia is not going to hell. Liberia is not going to hell. Liberia is not going to hell. We're not doing nothing to deserve that. Liberia is not going to hell. No, Liberia is not going to hell. The people that who going to hell, like y'all who think say we not support your man, then I mean the country going to hell. Like you're going to hell. Nobody going to hell. So y'all go sit down somewhere. Everything I say about Costa and you're saying about Stanton and become your credible person. Look at the person said that you're using as point of reference. Stanton are your credible person. Stanton are credible man. Or confessed criminal are credible man. That credible man. You're not credible man. But because you're shameless. You ain't got nothing going on. Bunch of losers thing. You ain't got nothing going on. You think if you get something going on with you, you'll be supporting Joseph Boakai. If you really know yourself, your life is on path. You should be supporting somebody like Joseph Boakai. Joseph Boakai life looking like on path is successful. Joseph Boakai looking like somebody who can give you a successful future, that your life you can emulate. I see you're passing around, you'll be talking food in there, you'll be taunting and scaring people. You're so scared. Sarah, what's up, my man?
So Steve, before you go to Sarah, I got a question.
Yeah.
For all of you.
Yeah, what the question was?
Why is it that Unity Party people are angry today? They were attacking Mr. Cummings. Why are they angry for?
Because they're not zero. They're not zero-minded people.
But what the reason?
The major reason is Mr. Kanye, like we said over and over and again. These people are not serious-minded people. They can never be serious. Mr. Kanye, let me tell you the truth today. You know the Unity Party people, they are so desperate, and it is the last minute that they think that everybody, anybody should fall in line. And this is the wrong notion. Everything we have going on today with Joe Weah, let me say it today, with the Joe Weah business that we have going on today, Mr. Cannon and the Unity Party get all into this thing. That is seeing Unity Party people. Look for them to come back and want to tell us that Joe Weah and Joe Weah is good, Joe Weah is that. Listen, Joe Weah are crook, Joe Weah are criminal, Joe Weah not serious. But Unity Party is not the answer. Simple. A Unity Party will even be worse if you were to give them power. Can you imagine the people not even in power? They feel entitled and they are bullies. Can you imagine the level of disrespect, the audacity? The audacity. Can you imagine that? They are deceptive to the core. Like I said, to know Unity Party, know who the leader. That Joseph Joe Boy. That Joe Boy is all follow. You say your life serious. Your life not serious. Your life not. Go show your picture. Go show Joe Boy picture to your child. Say that I didn't follow my political leader. They first the child start laughing and say, "You serious for life? You're not serious." Sarah's square.
Yeah, I'm good. Good morning to the many followers of SKTV. And to join you, Laverne, with me are the most beautiful women on earth.
Oh,
And it's
they got John Steve on the beautiful women team.
That's still protégé.
So, yeah. The thing is, Mr. Callan, to your question, you know how people have a say the lie body on Job or on Job or code. What happening to the Unity Party? They want to use Ambassador Baka as a medium. Like my boss Steve always say, Job as a medium to get to power, as a conduit. And they feel that that is the only chance they have. Mark this day, after Ambassador Baka is off the picture, Unity Party is completely dissolved. They will struggle. There will be no Unity Party because they did not build institution, they build individual. So
Yep.
for this reason, they believe this is the only chance they can use to come to power. And for this they will do everything they can because they believe that other people are blocking their way. And why would you even be mad at Mr. Kumi? This is the thing I always ask people. When you saw him not to be very important to the process, you saw him as the honor door. You think that without him you can do it on your own. So this is the only reason you see them being this vindictive, disrespectful. They feel very entitled. And this is the same reason they will not get there. Because they continue to give other people that bitterness against them. If you disrespect my boss, you think I will get in my mind to go and support you? Because
Yep.
I would definitely not. And so, not just me, as an influential young man, I will encourage other people, other young people not to, because I believe you are not the authority. Let me give you another say, almost like as I pretend to be the pastor, and I got a friend who is the criminal. Everybody know him to be a criminal, and that's what people know him for. He's more dangerous. He's notorious. Yes, that is the case with the CDC. And I am the pastor, but I'm more dangerous than the man in healing. But I do my own healing and come in a line and pretend to be the holy. That is the case with the CDC and the Unity Party. We agree the CDC is corrupt. That's true. The 6 years they did not do well, they put our people in bondage. That's true. But what more about the Unity? Are they the alternative? No. Are they the alternative? No. With a morally who had never worked. In fact, since he left government just 6 years ago, and he benefited on state resources to acquire the education he had required, he has not even been able to create job for two people. But he waits to feed on government job. You tell me the kind of people are the alternative? People who are not even innovative. No, Mr. Khan, this is the reason you see the vindictiveness, the arrogance, and entitlement continue to come from the camp of the Unity Party folks. Because they believe that if Waka is of the future, the Unity Party is going down the drain. The Unity Party will die a perpetual death. So they believe that almost like when you live in the water, when you see responsibly, you hold it because you're looking for a safe place. So this is the only chance they believe they have. And they will not have it. Trust me. Some of us we don't support the CDC, but with their arrogance, they continue to create bitterness in the heart of people. They will not get there because they're not serious. If people are even telling us that they'll be worse, they will hunt us. They will not let us more breathe in this town because they're showing it now that you can express yourself. You are not Liberian when you don't support them. You're not patriotic. You don't know what you want. You don't have sense.
You know,
Yeah.
the perfect answer to that question, Unity Party is playing the best of both worlds. They had a political tactic in place that Mr. Cummings should always be ignored because he's a nobody. Because if Mr. Comey is igno, and then they will be going against CDC, and they always fancy their chances against CDC. And on the other side, CDC believe that the easiest person to beat in any election is Joseph Nyeman Boaka because they have this moral argument over Unity Party that even though that they are performing badly, but everything they learn from Unity Party, and at the end of the day, you have no better option. So if it was a moral argument that you have on election day, then George, I believe that he's going to win that argument. And it's the same thing you see between the Costa and the Stanton Witherspoon going on. Text messages, gossip, what you did for the other person. You know, Unity Party, at a certain point, if you go deeper, Unity Party and CDC are no different. They are one of the same. They just got two different labels. It's the same. So the only guy who presents the opportunity is always the one that they want to disrespect, that they want to downplay. The reason they came up with this attack and they will keep attacking the election day because it's becoming evidently clear that they will get flogged again. Because even though they want to downplay Mr. Comey by saying that he possesses 1%, he's insignificant, but behind the scene, they know the script. And they were also counting that there was no possible way that the CPP could have gone the CDC route. You know, the calculation was, you know what, we could destroy Mr. Cummings and destroy the CPP, but at the end of the day, they will look at the two options and they will come to Unity Party. But unfortunately, that narrative, it never hold constant. It's the opposite that we got. So looking at the script, I'm not talking about what the numbers is saying, but the real script of the CPP, they are getting to the conclusion that, you know what, I think we messed up and this thing is coming to an end. And you know, the whole idea, like I said, Unity Party, another talking point was an apocalypse is coming. There is some cataclysmic event that is going to destroy Liberia, so we should rescue the country. And the first round number saying that the Liberian people didn't buy into that argument because at the end of the day, Georgia accumulated more vote than Unity Party. And the one thing that is guaranteed in these elections, you always know that second round, the turnout are much lower than the first round. And when there's a low turnout, it will tend to benefit CDC because their voters are more younger, they are more enthusiastic than any other voters in Liberia. So if you have a lower tenor, then you will stay arrive at 2017, kind of a result. And like I said, Unity Party is the only player that walk into casino and believe that they are the casino. So I know from what I'm seeing with all the endorsement, whether it's the ALP endorsement or the ACOB endorsement, the most important endorsement people were waiting for, sitting on the fence, it was that of the CPP. And why were people so fixated on the CPP? Because they know, apart from the two major political parties, the third alternative in terms of strength is the CPP. Now the CPP have broken into the way of the CDC. So I think Unity Party for them now is like it's becoming clear as day that at the end of the day, there's a higher probability of Georgia winning re-election than Joseph Boakai coming to power. That's just why it is.
So my question to all of you again would be: so are they behaving like a sole losers? Because I mean, you have not lost the election yet. The process is still ongoing. Instead of you reaching out to gain the support from other people, but Brazilian Monk said that the people they are disappointed. They thought or they could not see CPP going the way of the CDC.
CDC, yeah.
Why give them that belief? Thinking that what thing? I mean, so with everything they did,
it's the same idea. I keep telling you, it's not a political argument; it's a moral argument. That Georgia is so bad. And for me, I want Georgia going like yesterday. But as Sarah said, is Unity Party an alternative? That's why we keep telling our people, if you want a better path for Liberia, you must first avoid Unity Party and CDC because they are not options. But unfortunately, you got more people in Liberia that use their emotions to think than they bring to think. They cannot think past their feeling. They settle with the same tool. So Unity Party plan was, we can destroy Alexander Cummings because for us, anything short of Joseph Boakai, it means you are anti-Liberia. You know, at the end of the day, when the CPP goes to the drawing board, they will say, you know what, even though Unity Party destroy our candidate, they wanted to put him in jail because that was the alternative so that he cannot be able to even compete. He was going to be teaching in Maryland County to elementary school or second grader. At the end of the day, when he weighed the option, it would be most likely that he would support Unity Party or CDC. So they never saw today's coming. It was never part of the calculation. That's why bringing the attacks and all these shocks. They never.
But was that a smart calculation? I mean, if you know that there will be tomorrow, right? Mm-hmm. you play it safe, right? Well, how they were the one that even started mocking at Mr. Cummings, the 1% up to now, some of the states do it. Are they doing this simply because they just bunch of stupid people, or they don't judge, they're not just politically
Yeah,
mature?
I told you the
I mean,
best of the best of
what's
Unity
wrong with this?
Party won. The
Because
best of Unity.
in politics, the way you can win people's support is to persuade them, to be persuasive. But if you are there insulting them or trying to mock at them or trying to bully them, how do you expect people to come to you? That's is that just sheer stupidity or what is it, man? I don't understand.
It was part of the argument. That's why I keep telling you that they must rescue the country. Anything short of a support for Unity Party means you are anti-Liberia and you don't want to rescue the country, that you just buy for Liberia. So you are in the bad bunch. And the argument was the CPP were also part of a collaboration that involved Unity Party. So for them, we all supposed to be opposition. But unfortunately, Unity Party, like I said, is not always an opposition as compared to Georgia. They are just Georgia only exacerbated everything that Unity Party did. Georgia took his marching orders from Unity Party. Then you just mentioned one, the Kabineh Ja'neh issue. It was Unity Party that had the most lawmakers in both chambers, and they voted to remove him. And that is why Georgia believed, and he always said, we beat them before and we will beat them again, because Georgia believed, like, I'm not the best president in the world. My performances are not the greatest. But my people, it just common sense. Even if you want to get rid of me, is Joseph Braga the president that's supposed to get rid of me? Is Unity Party the people that are supposed to replace me? And that's why most people can say, you know what? I might as well stay out. And I say, Sekou, I will say over 1,000 times. It's just a repeat of 2017. Only the year changed. It's the same dynamics. It's the same variables we have seen or we witnessed over the years that happen. It's the same thing. It's a repeat. You end up with the two candidates in the race. You end up with the same two candidates 6 years later. The other guy believes he has a moral story or moral argument over the people that were there because they were worse too. They were bad. It was because of Unity Party that we got CDC. So Georgia argument has always been simple. Liberian people, if you don't want me, find somebody else to replace me. Unity Party is not an option, and that's what we added.
So with all the voting and bullying about the whole 1%, 2%, and not a factor, non-factor. So assuming that we have this election and then Unity Party, the CDC defeat the Unity Party with some highest margins, let's say for example, CDC end up getting 60%. That we know they're not going to be low, but whatever number they're going to be, number of people going to vote, there will be no 10 parties, so it's going to be someone will take that 50 plus 1%.
Yep.
So assuming that Unity Party is defeated with a wide margin, do they have a moral ground to stand on to say the process was not fair, free or unfair, if they believe in the number that communists got, that's the number communists deserve to get, and they end up getting something that they don't expect? Do they have moral ground to stay on or to stand on to say the number is not correct, this is not our number?
No.
If they believe in the process?
They lost that ground already. The fact that they are going to the second round and believe that Mr. Cummings actually got 1%, it killed the whole argument about the how they call it, they would make the argument of rigging an election or invalidate of the election. It's just not going to work. When you are saying that one of the most formidable candidates in the race, who people are looking at a third option to pull up, maybe even a surprise, finish with 1%, that a guy like Appleton, who has 471 friends on Facebook, even after performing in a general election up to today's date, if he got more votes than Cummings, how do you make the case in the second round that you were cheated? So Unity Party will just have to live with everything. Now, what I keep telling you, Sekou, even if Georgia was to rig the election, for him, it's a moral thing to do against Unity Party, because CDC believed that elections were rigged in Unity Party favor, but they had to accept the result for the sake of peace. So for Georgia in round number 2, everything is within their grasp. And I keep saying it, there is no possible way that Georgia could rig an election for Unity Party to win. And the fact that the CPP put a dagger into the heart of Unity Party today, it just become more than likely that Georgia is going to win the second term election. He's going to be re-elected. That's just about it. Unity Party, I just don't see a path for them moving forward. And I'm not a fan of Georgia either, and would never be a fan of Georgia. But like I said, and I will always say, is the options you are left with. It's not like you have a C is an A or a B. Pick your poison. The Costa will say Jolobo and poison. You either die instant death or you die slowly, but the outcome are predictable. Only Georgia can be the winner in this election. So, from an endorsement standpoint, from a logistical standpoint, from a control system standpoint, from the Electoral College to the Supreme Court, every single variable plays to Georgia advantage. Georgia has a statistical edge by every conceivable measure, and there is no way Unity Party is going to win this election. You can take it to the bank, you can record my voice, and you can stick it in an archive. Georgia is re-elected. That's it. It just needs to be confirmed on the date of the election, but the process already done. That's it.
So to Steve and Saros. So if we look at the pathway on the Morocco standpoint, and given the fact that the CPP now endorse the Unity Party, I mean the CDC, assuming that you get everybody there somehow, they are all everybody kind of stuck around 49%. So do you think the 1% going to be important at that point? Because now they're saying that 1% is nothing. But assuming that you get 49.8%, and 49.9%, and then the other person got 49.2%, the 1% is still going to be important, right? That can put you over the finish line. So, yeah. So the thing I want to ask you is that if you look at Grand Bassa, and then the entire Southeast, and then you look at Lufa, I'm sorry, Bon County, Magibi, and the Bassa Belt. If you put all those together, that is, and plus the Southeast, which is likely to go. Maybe the last time was 80%, 70%.
Yeah, it was 80%, 78 to 80% on averaging.
Maybe this time around it could go to 90%.
90%, yeah.
Because Jeremiah Paul up on the Southeast, instead of the people of the Southeast, they pay even the people then that are the security for the cemetery then are the one that they're getting paid just like the other city mayor in other county. So does that mean we could see a potential landslide?
It won't be tight. It won't be a statistical dead heat. It will break one way or another. And maybe it might not be too wide, but it won't be neck and neck. There will be a little bit of distance, I believe. Maybe anywhere between 6 to 7% different. Worst case scenario, 8%. And I was looking at so many scenarios today. This is how I look at it. Nima County will go big for Unity Party, but if you go with 80 to 85% CDC runs the table because it was 78 to 80% in the Southeast, constant across all the Southeastern county. And with the Jeremiah Kuhn statement, we know that both sides, because that was another strategy of Unity Party, they believe that the rest of the country will turn against the Southeastern because the Southeastern region is not that populated. So if the calculation was, if all the Southeastern would go for CDC, and the rest of the country, people in other countries that are not part of the South, if they will get mad with the Southeastern and do the opposite, then it will favor Unity Party because other counties got more numbers as compared to the Southeast. But that's a lie. The result from the first round says that Georgia was more competitive in Grand Bassa or in Rivers says in Bon County, in Magibi. So those counties are not Southeastern counties. So it means that narrative died of natural death. Why is it literally going to happen from what you can look at if you're looking at the numbers? You will want to assume that Southeastern region will go anywhere between 85 to 90% this time around. And they will cancel everything from Nima County. That's what will happen. If Georgia performs in Bon, you can say, okay, a portion of the Southeast leftover vote and that of Bon, it will be able to match Lofa County as well. They don't have to win Lofa. Monserrato County just want to keep it tight because it's almost 35% of all the electorate and it's a battleground for everybody. Now, when you look at the rest of the story from the river sets, from Grand Bassa County, you can use that to cancel the Bapolu, Bomi, and Cape Mount. The difference there. And at the end of the day, who's going to come out on top? Because now you got 15 counties, but understand that only 5 to 6 of them actually got a number. The rest of them, they are just smaller pockets of number here and there, like Bombing and Bapolo and Cape Man, they're not that large. So when you look at Grand Bassa County, you look at Riverside County, you look at the Southeast, I can cancel the entire NEMA and Web NEMA out completely. Then you can say at the end of the day, Georgia will be the one that will be in flying colors. That's just what it is.
So will you project? Will you maybe predict 50 being 50 56-44, or maybe 57-43, or maybe 55-45?
It will be 55-45 or 53-47 in that range. Yeah. It won't be wild of a margin, but it won't be neck and neck. No, I don't think so. It will blow one way, maybe anywhere between 7 to 8% point margin. That's my
And if it's gonna blow one way, where is the possible way it's gonna blow?
It can only blow in one direction, and you know that one way. Only CDC from where I see.
I'm gonna say, Saros, my man, what say you?
Yeah, Mr. Ghana, I'm here. Mr. Ghana, I think it's a very simple logic. Now let me tell you what we play. The tribal politics is about to play on a very hardcore level. At this moment, Cummins, who were there as one of the best alternative, or if not the only best alternative from the Southeast, is no more in the picture. And the Southeast is left with no other option but to vote their own. Because the tribal politics, that is the tribal politics everybody is playing. You go Nima, Jamal will tell you, vote your own. Prince Johnson will tell you, vote your own. Now the Southeast is about to go for their own, especially their son. So we are going back to them and telling them, okay, you know what, we are sorry, we know what we did during the 6 year, we're now coming back to pay you back. And trust me, the margin for the Southeast this time around be very, very well. Especially then looking at Bassa, you're looking at Besson, you're looking at Phoenix, you're looking at Councillor Bronsky today, she was in the press conference. You're looking at Baron, you're looking at permanent sons and daughters of Grand Bassa County who have endorsed the CDC. They will work tirelessly, and the number from Grand Bassa in the first round will increase more than that. So that is a sufficient number to carry the CDC or to give the CDC a overwhelming victory. That is the politics that are about to play now. So let the United Party go and sleep. This is a hard fact. Then you go to Cape Mount, the Western cluster, because the CPP has so much authority in Cape Mount. You go to Cape Mount, you go to Bombing, you go to Bon County. Today you saw Bon County, you saw Henry Yala. Henry Yala was there. And you, on several occasions of the CPP rallies, you saw how Bon County delivered very well in terms of rally. We all know that that's not a real number of the CPP. The Bon County delivered very well in terms of the rallies of the CPP. They will deliver. I can tell you for free, Henry Yala is going down there to work tirelessly. That is the Western cluster of Cape Mount. CDC is going there. CDC is not playing. They're going there in Cape Mount. The numbers that they all got from those places, especially with the endorsement of the CPP today, I'll tell you for a fact that the number will be more than what we even anticipating. That is a fact. And you ask in terms of if what the 1% will do. Mr. Ghana, you can know the importance of 1% in school. When you get 69, you only need 70 to cross. So you see the most powerful 1% this time around. And the 69 that the CDC have and the 70 depending on the waiting for, they've already gotten a very influential, powerful 1%. So this thing will come right back on SKTV and we'll be saying the same thing.
All right, let's go to Steve, and then we can go at night.
Well, Mr. Kane, to be very honest with you, in as much that I don't have interest in the CDC and the Unity Party, because I believe they're the same 6 and 7 personally, in as much that I don't support any one of them, I think the move from the CPP today is their inherent right. They have the right to support who they want to support. The Unity Party has no moral ground to tell them who they want to support or who they should support. They don't get to decide. And so the last part about it is, I think they should be more concerned if they lose this election. That will be the end of Joseph Boakai. Who do they have to sell? Where do they go next? What is the next plan? Are they going to bring Delon or Yombly to be the chairman or the stand-up bearer for the party? Because
maybe I'm not going to.
Because we'll talk about that tomorrow on the show, because Jeremiah Kun, I know for a fact, will be going back to MDR and it will be regrouping. Remember, they don't have a legal binding agreement. So everybody can be on their own. So I think that's where the priorities and the focus need to be, as opposed to attacking people around here. Because the attack has not helped. It's not helping, it's not going to help. It's not. So, I mean, I can understand their frustrations, but they try to project it on people. The scene we had to try to project that Cummings was desperate. Everybody else is desperate, but they are the ones desperate. But because they're in denial and they thrive and live on lies, so that's who they are. So let them continue. But I can say for a fact that the Unity Party is in some serious trouble. The Unity Party is in some serious trouble. I'll be honest with anybody. CDC will not let them off the hook. That's not true. That is not true. So if they think that they come and win CDC, how do we win CDC? How? I'm still waiting to see what the calculus are or is, where the pathway to winning. So I don't know.
You know, people always focus on the top candidate. When you want to know that this whole election is a farce, right? Take out the top two candidates, and when you watch the performance of the Appletons and the Cummings of the war and the Tewan Gongo, you noted that in almost every county, the number is almost uniform, almost the same. And we all know the people in Liberia don't vote the same all across the country. That's why you know that the whole election, I tell people, it's rigged, except Steve Warnock can tell that these elections are rigged. But unfortunately, for my people in the Unity Party, they believe that their numbers are real. And they are the casino going into the second round. That's why I said everybody knows that there will be only one outcome in this election, except people who can see the facts and try to ignore the fact, and they just want to buy into sentiment. And I know Unity Party people at this stage understand that this thing was played with. It just don't make sense. You go over the numbers. You go to Riverside County. You want to tell me that the same way the people voting in Riverside County is the same way they go to vote in Sino for the rest of the other candidates, in Bomi, in Cape Man, universally all over the country, the numbers remain uniform, except for all the other candidates, with the exception of Georgia and Joseph Braga. Come on, man, people. Yeah. The election is over already. We just need to confirm it on a day. You know, when you rig an election, you don't rig an election on election day. You only confirm the rigging on election day. But the process already been in place, and this thing is already over with. That's just why it is. Thank you, guys. I think I'm calling it quit for the night. People should start sitting down and start looking at electoral map and start looking at the numbers and just forget about the politics. Since it's all about gossip now, I don't think you have anything to do in this process now. Just look at the numbers and you will just see the pattern in them. Just
Mom, this is to tell you,
yes,
and great people that truly speaking, these guys have nothing to offer.
Yeah.
Because now people should start discussing policy issues, how to change the country, because knowing that, quote unquote, they're the two in the runoff.
Yes.
But they've taken the entire thing to gossip, drama, distraction, do they want, do that one. And how does Stanton
and Costa text message benefit you?
How does it benefit the better work the Liberian people?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So when I see these kind of moves, I know that we're just in bigger trouble. And again, it is the consequences of the decision of the Liberian people. Not coming up from day one. When these guys rigged the election, they should have come up. They should have spoken out, and they should have stood for what is right. Even some of the United Party BB people, who told you they said that Costa brought a distraction on them. They happy that Stanton and all in the distraction. This thing is just going to remain a drama here and there. Here, you take and say they will bring girlfriend, business inside, wife.
Yeah.
Let me Steve, now to continue. Let me say before I go, right? At the end of the day, you see people you're looking at as Unity Party, big people, hierarchies of Unity Party. On the next day of the election, on the 15th of the election, they are the one going to be the one begging people to accept the result. They'll be begging people for peace. They'll be preaching peace. They'll be telling people, let be peaceful, let me peaceful. Just as Joe Baka did last time, Lofa, they say, you know, they told you to say, we know our lawyers are working on what action, good action we're going to take. They never considered, they never said anything after that. The lawyer then still working in Louva County for that by-election. So the lawyer then going to start working on the 15th. And then the little boy will come and tell and say, you will not concede. We will tell and say, you'll be peaceful. Our lawyer then will come and then that'll be it. Then the lawyer will start shaking hands, laughing at the people then that supporting them.
Mr. Kane, the thing what we said earlier, tomorrow we'll repeat it.
And the Lord will take the comedian on Facebook or start laughing again.
Mr. Kane, the thing what we said earlier, somebody just sent the information, right? The thing what we said earlier, there were 8 Unity Party senators that voted against Kabineh Ja'neh. Let me read their names. Councillor Vani Sherman, Senator Edward B. Dagose
from Cayman.
Dagose. Senator Morris Setuma. Senator George Tengbe. Senator Thomas Drupi. Senator Alfonso Gay. Senator Matthew J. from River G. And Senator Milton T.J. These are the 8 crooks that voted against Kabineh. Tomorrow we'll read their names and we'll read a letter that United Party sent after they voted against. They sent a letter April 2nd, 2019. Official release from the United. They crooks there. I see Kabineh Ja'neh do say now wasting your time with them. yo, they were feeding.
And Mr. Kane, I can tell you the game, all the people are playing, like Steve said, you will see the very people running back to the CDC right after the election.
Yeah.
You will see all of them going back to the CDC.
You don't know, you will see all taking pictures and sharing
all of them. Yes.
In the Senate, telling the people that it's over, it's a democratic process, let's move on.
But it's the same thing that I said earlier on the show today. The Unity Party was the first political institution that officially endorsed the second term of George Weah by being so firm on the destruction of the CPP. So technically, if the CPP were the only vehicle we had to remove George Weah from power, and Unity Party were committed in destroying the CPP, it means they were the first to endorse the re-election of George Weah. That's just why it is. That is logically speaking. So when Deloney go back to the CDC, it won't be screnched. Matter of fact, he used to be our chief officer and be on the record.
Yeah, even the heat of the election.
And Benjamin Sam, you always make the case. Say all these guys just got re-elected. Even the so-called rescue number 2, they got nothing to lose. They just got re-elected. They got 6 more years to go. So
after the election, he will be.
Just about losers, they all got jobs to go into. So there's nothing in it for them. They ain't gonna lose anything. So that just all right, man, guys.
Thank you, guys. For the late night show, maybe I didn't even know that a lot of people were going to kind of listen to us because I just thought we just come here and have this conversation, have a recording, people listen to it later on because it's late everywhere. It's late in Liberia. I think it's early morning in Liberia now, and it's late everywhere in the United States except for here, where we don't got the best time in the world. Right now,
you got Pacific Central
here.
Pacific Central Time.
Yeah, 8:49 p.m. So my time, I think it's 10:49.
I'm 10:49. Sarah should be 3:49.
Yeah, mine is 3:49.
All right.
So yeah, it's 8:49. So it's early here. And as we're talking, Steve just sent me his message. I come in 10 minutes from more hard. He beat. So it's still early. It's not too late. So we'll see you guys tomorrow.
All right.
So thank you. We'll see you tomorrow. Go back to sleep. Sorry for waking you up. Yeah, folks, I want to thank you to all of you. We'll be here tomorrow with a lot of different topics. We just want to set the record straight on the Kabineh Ja'neh issue and that thing, that childish thing that Costa and Stellon are doing, playing each other text messages, sharing with people. It's unfortunate, but the fact that our political actors are looking up to those people for guardian, for support, for diversion is unfortunate. But again, that's the library we have. A lot of serious people, serious-minded people in politics. People who are serious-minded, who are with some level of integrity, are not considered. They are not being given a chance. People who are nice, they are not being considered in Liberia. Foolish people, stupid people, criminals, people who insult people are the people that are valuable, that are valued in Liberia, unfortunately. But it is what it is, folks. We love you guys. And we'll see you tomorrow. It was a born the song I was playing from Jaffa Kole. I love it. I'm gonna play it again.
Juruka memanga juru ya sala. Juruka memanga juru ya sala le. Juruka memanga juru ya sala. Juruka memanga juru ya sala le. Nika baraka. Katesa babaraka, neka seneka, kakalo saba seneka. Nena wari misaro la wora, ovarana wetanka. Nena wari misaro la wora, patromba naka wele sarada. Newani polisila, polisi jako kete.
First time I saw your face, I knew I was in love. Baby, your smile takes my breath away. And they can say what I want, girl, I don't mind. As long as you are by my side. Baby, you smile of paradise. Baby, girl, come be my lifeline. How many times do you want me to say I love you? Cause then I tell the world I do. Even you want me, girl, I do. Baby, girl, come be my lifeline. Inikuma. Yega ampa ilikuwa. Anyway, you will come out.